Hey, what's up, traders? This is the watch list video for Wednesday, June 23rd, showing you the SPY here after the gap down and the sell-off. 2 big days in a row up. Impressive strength in the market still. My favorite highlight from chat today was Kevin P. Shocking, right? It's always Kevin P. Called ALF through 10, and I'll show you the intraday for those that didn't make it into chat. It wasn't through 10 here. It was about 20, 25 minutes in, the second mouse through 10. We love those second mouse plays. You have the high of day above to act as another catalyst, right 20 cents above, and it never looked back. And it went to 16.45. That's a huge move, over 50% move in the same day. Another amazing call by Kevin P. And there was a few others. The only one I put on the highlight page was Kevin P's call on ALF. Late afternoon, I had a really nice trade thanks to Wayne at ALZN Tokyo, right there around $8 is where I got in. Wayne called it Tokyo, and I think my best sell might have been 870 something. I mean, we really just killed it for an end of day trade. There was a late day call in DoorDash. I had a nice pullback play in DoorDash. So anyway, overall, very, very nice day. Let's go back to the SPY daily. Pretty impressive strength again. What are we watching for tomorrow? Remember, when you watch my videos, I'm in cash every night. These are stocks that might give me a trade tomorrow on an A+ intraday setup, right? Try to watch the stocks that are recent high flyers in play, that sort of thing. GOED is a little bit weird for me. I mean, it's definitely got a lot of volume lately. It does feel like when it gapped down here, as ugly as that was, it feels like that was the low, right? It's been climbing ever since. Today topped out at 425. I loved it this afternoon over 425. Kind of had that cup and handle look right there. And I was looking to jump in, and it rolled over instead. So there was no trigger, no trade. But I just thought, you know what? It's getting enough volume lately. I do want to put it on watch for tomorrow, so I did. AYTU had the big pop yesterday. Kind of a quiet inside day today. We'll prefer a third day play there. MDLA had this big pop here and really just kind of flagging. So I want to watch that one. DBGI has only been trading for, what, maybe a month? Came public on May 14th, so a little over a month. You had the all-time high, which was the second day it traded at 510, put in a lower high at 446 a couple weeks ago, and then curling right back up. So this one, definitely an interesting chart. We're going to watch that one for a follow-through day tomorrow. XAIR gap play today. You can kind of picture a trend line if you follow my cursor here, right? And it definitely broke the trend line today on decent volume. So we're going to see if it gives any kind of follow-through setup tomorrow. MOXC, I wish this had a stronger close, but it's definitely interesting. Yesterday topped out at 1988. Today topped out at 1880, but closed well off its high. So I don't love it, but it's definitely been making a couple big moves lately. ALF, again, I showed you the call by Kevin P, which was pretty damn close to the low of day. And look at that rip. Beautiful call. It's really, really extended. I doubt, I'm 90% sure I won't trade this tomorrow, but I'm going to have it on watch for the next week or so. So it's certainly extended in the short term. NKLA, just kind of trying to break a trend line here. A little bit of extra volume today. It's not, my problem with it is not really in play. I just thought the chart was kind of interesting, and I did see it getting volume this afternoon. So I thought, you know what, I'll put it in my notes, and then when I looked at it, I thought, all right, I'll put it on the site for a possible watch. Triple D, nice breakout today. Closing, let's see, it topped out at 38.55, closed at 36.87. So closing off its highs, definitely has a chance for maybe a red to green, some kind of follow-through day tomorrow. NOVN, you know what, I've been watching this for a bounce for like a week straight. It still didn't give a setup. I talked about it in the video. I wanted an afternoon. Let me zoom in a little bit. I wanted an afternoon break of its opening early high. Not opening high, but early high. So these are 15-minute candles going back 4 days. It didn't do it. You know, put in its early high there. Same thing here. Same thing here. And again today, at one point, I thought, okay, it's going to break. I really didn't want it to break the high because the time of day wasn't great. This afternoon, I would have been probably sized through 11. But it just bled lower the rest of the day. So guess what? Just goes back on watch. It's kind of weird looking, but it's also been cut in half from the recent high. So I do want to watch it. ALZN, again, the reason Wayne called this today, we had this on bounce watch. I'll take today's candle out of it. And it was a recent IPO and just red every day, right? So just in line with what I was talking about. looking for an afternoon high of day break. All of a sudden we get this volume in the afternoon. So Wayne called it Tokyo, which just means before it breaks the high of day, I grabbed it right around 8 and sold a chunk nicely higher, right? And actually sold it all, but I sold it in parts. So it's definitely worth watching for a follow through day tomorrow. It finally put in kind of a green, sort of a hammer candle there, right? Couple more, UONE. Again, another one, I'll pan out a little bit here, that's been on bounce watch for a few days and switched to 15s. We did not get there. It's early high in the opening 30 minutes. And we haven't had an afternoon high of day break yet since the sell-off started. So it goes back on watch for that same thing. And lastly, ARVL gapped up, I want to say, on a Wall Street Bets momentum. And it's just been bleeding lower 5 red days in a row. I think it's kind of interesting for a snapback bounce one of these days. So that's it. Not a big list. Well, kind of a big list, but we'll add gappers to the list as well in the pre-market tomorrow. Should be plenty to trade. And I'll leave it at that. I'm done babbling. We'll see you guys in the morning.